All right, let's talk about Chris Olave, a guy who, listen, you could make an argument he deserved the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. I had no issue with Garrett Wilson winning it. I probably would have given it to Wilson, but still, Chris Olave, the teammate of Garrett Wilson coming out of both Ohio State, had a really great rookie year and really showed a lot for the New Orleans Saints. And while that was definitely a controversial trade up when they did it to go out and get Olave, he's certainly lived up to the hype so far, and I think they're very happy with the fact that they have him. So anyway, the way this play works is, one of the things that really worked well for him, I thought, was deep shots. He did a great job of being able to win on deep shots, and it certainly helped when he was in situations like this, which is set up as though it is a cover zero. It's not exactly a cover zero. There are going to be a couple players who are, cover zero means no safeties deep. Everyone, 5 players on the defense are playing man coverage, and then the other 6 rush the passer. That's kind of the way that it works. In this scenario, a couple of players who look like they're about to rush the passer are actually going to drop back into coverage. So it's not quite the same, but still kind of similar here. And the guy Olave is going up against is C.J. Henderson, a guy who, listen, there was a time when we thought C.J. Henderson was going to be very good, was formerly drafted number 8 overall, but, not by the Panthers. They ended up sort of just taking a flyer on him after it didn't work out with his original team in Jacksonville. So anyway, one-on-one matchup. Let's see what Olave is going to do here. As you see, really not too much. This is really just kind of speed. He really just blows by Henderson right there, gets the separation, and even adjusts to the ball very well. C.J. Henderson, there's plenty of knocks you can say about him as a corner, but speed is not one of them. He is not a slow corner. So the fact that Olave is able to blow by him like that, I would still consider impressive. It's not as impressive as if you do it to Jalen Ramsey or something, but still, at the end of the day, you're lined up against who you're lined up against, and he was able to thrive there. You also had something like this, where it's going to be, it's actually, zone coverage, cover 3 zone that the Panthers are in. So it's going to be, you see kind of how the route can work, right? As Olave is going to eventually cut towards the sideline, the idea is that for the corner who is in that side of the field, it's just underneath his zone. That's what can happen here. But when this play begins, one of the things I really like about this route is kind of the subtle detail that Olave does here of just slightly making it seem as though he's going towards the top of the screen, going towards the middle of the field, not totally selling which way exactly he's going, but make it seem like that could be where he's going. And you see the corner, his hips are completely turned towards the top of the screen, which you're supposed to do in this coverage. That's what his job is. Keep your hips turned towards the middle of the field, but you don't want to allow Olave to get towards the sideline. You don't want to give him that much space. At the end of the day, there's always a chance that if your hips are turned towards the middle of the field, the receiver can get over in that direction. But if they do, typically you want to kind of, give a little bit of space so that way they're running towards you. But right now, the corner that Olave is going up against is pretty much lined up perfectly with him. They're kind of in the exact same distance away from the sideline. And so when Olave does cut, he's wide open, and the throw doesn't even get there right away, but when it eventually does, Olave is able to make the grab. And these are the kind of things Olave was able to do pretty consistently. He was able to blow by corners down the field, and he also was able to use route running to help set him up on certain plays as well. And there were also some plays like this where I don't even think I need to break it down exactly. You see where he is on the screen and just watch what happens. Watch how he's going to very quickly just blow by the defensive back trying to cover him. And even though the ball didn't come right away, he's still able to, in the scramble drill, get wide open again and eventually get the ball thrown to him. So, hey, these are the kind of plays you're definitely hoping to see your young receiver be able to make, and it's what Olave was able to do on that play. Also, stuff like this is kind of a good example of, again, what speed can do for you a little bit, where there's no safety deep on this play for Arizona, which is, again, a bold move. You maybe just put a safety deep, might be a good idea, but they want to have a heavy blitz on this play, so that's their mindset. And because of that, the safety who is covering Olave on this play, you got to stay further deep, right? You can't let him get down the field in that direction. You just can't do it. And so because of that, well, then what do? What is your counter if you're Chris Olave or, whoever's calling the plays, whoever's deciding what Chris Olave ends up doing? Well, as you see, Olave is going to instead just cut over the middle, and he is, again, wide open. But that's in part set up due to his great ability to win down the field. And, oh yeah, as you notice, he then is able to do great work after catching the ball in open space, pick up an extra 20 yards that way. So these are the kind of things that Olave, again, is able to do and is able to do consistently. And the consistency is definitely a key part of this as well. It's not just that he's winning occasionally. It's that he's able to, every game his impact is felt. He's not someone who's doing this, here and there and having the value here and there. He's having value basically every drive because of the way that he can do this stuff. And again, something like this, it's a much more subtle way that he's able to win, but it still is impactful, where it's going to be a single safety deep coverage here. So still on the sideline, if you're a corner, you have to make sure you respect his ability to win down the field. And so watch how Olave, who again, his mindset really is, he kind of just gets to his spot more than anything. But right when he stops right here, you see that the corner is very far off of him because, again, you have to respect his ability to win down the field, and that's what he's able to do. So yeah, how do we view Chris Olave right now as a player? It's hard because, I do think he could get better, actually. I don't think he's someone who, sometimes these guys come in and they have great rookie years and people just say, oh, wow, you're probably going to become an even better player and become elite in several years. That's not exactly how it works. Sometimes someone comes in and can do what they do very well, but that's pretty much their ceiling. They're not going to improve too much. I think Olave is someone that there maybe is some room for improvement in certain route running plays, but what he already does so well, he does so well. And I'm not going to, this is going to be kind of an insane comparison, but just hear me out. Justin Jefferson, when he came into the league, he was very good at those over-the-middle routes. That's kind of what a lot of his stuff was then branched off of. And then later on in his career, he was able to just do more and to kind of become the complete number one elite receiver we now know him as today. Well, Olave is not Justin Jefferson, and hoping he will become Justin Jefferson is, most receivers aren't going to become him. But I'm just saying I see some similarities in the way that their careers have started of Olave is kind of good at what he's good at right now, and now you can start trying to add more things on top of it, see what else he can do, and see if he can become an elite number one receiver as well, because as of right now, he's a very good receiver who you could maybe say is fringe number one receiver, but at least a very good number two. And for a rookie, that's a pretty good start to your career. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on Olave and his rookie season for the New Orleans Saints. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.